Hello, great scholars. It's Mr. Alan once again. I'm happy to be on your screen. It's science time, and I will quickly walk you through what we have for today. In our last class, we discussed about plants part 3, and we looked at the process of photosynthesis. And we quickly talked about photosynthesis as the process through which green plants manufacture their own food in the presence of sunlight by mixing with other inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water to produce glucose or starch or sugar. As you can see in this diagram, energy from the sun falls on the plant and it is stored in the plant's leaf on the green pigment called chlorophyll, and leaves in turn also takes carbon dioxide from the air and stores in the plant body, awaiting the roots to absorb water, which goes all the way to combine or synthesize with the chlorophyll and with the energy in the chlorophyll and the carbon dioxide to produce its own food. In turn, glucose is formed while oxygen is released as a byproduct. And this oxygen is used by animals, including humans, for respiration in order to stay alive. And they in turn releases carbon dioxide and the plant uses it from one generation to another. So quickly, without wasting much time, I'll take you to what we have for today. For today, we are learning to describe geophytes. Geophytes in terms of bulbs and tubers. We're also learning to explain how they store their food. What I'm looking for is to be able to identify bulbs and tubers whenever you see them around you, especially in your mother's kitchen or the market where you buy them. Then also take your time to go through the vocabulary so that you can get acquainted to them using your dictionary or online search. Okay, without further ado, we're talking about geophytes. What are geophytes? Geophytes are simply plants that produces their food by the extension or the swelling of their stem under the ground. These are plants we call geophytes. The word geo stands for earth, phytes stands for plants. When you combine the two words together, it's talking about earth plant. Another word for earth is sand or soil. So in a nutshell, plants that produces their food under the soil when it is fully mature are called geophytes. A good example of them is the sweet potato tuber. You guessed right. Now, the sweet potato tuber is an energy-giving food. It produces carbohydrates, which gives us energy, and we see it daily in the market or in our mother's kitchen, and we use it for quite a lot of food processing, as the case may be. Another good example of a geophyte in terms of tubers is the yam tubers. The yam tubers is common and is also a major source of energy that supplies energy to the body. Now, when these geophytes are fully mature, that is when the stem is swollen and mature under the ground, we need to excavate or dig them out before we can process them into different food stuff. We also have the cassava tuber, which is also a geophyte, a tuber geophyte. It also grows underneath the ground. You can see here, it has to be dug out of the soil and processed into cassava flakes and so many other food you can derive from it. Now, guess another one, the Irish potato tuber. The Irish potato is also a source of energy. We fry it, we can cook it, and use it for so many purposes depending on choice. It's also a tuber gotten from the geophytes. Then another set of geophytes I want to talk about is the bulbs. Bulbs are simply geophytes that grows in form of a ball in a globular form, like the onion that is on this picture. We use it as a spice to spice up our food and so many other things. We also have another good example of a bulb plant known as a chive plant bulb. You can see this is when it is growing in the soil. Then deep down the soil, when it's mature, it grows into this bulb. You can see it's also part of the onion family. Then we also have the leek bulbs. The leek bulbs also grows in the soil like this. When the stem expands like this, from this point it keeps expanding until it becomes this before it is harvested for use as food. And lastly is the garlic bulb. The garlic bulb is also a bulb that grows underneath the soil. I can break it into cloves like this when it's fully grown. Lastly, I would like to summarize by saying keep exploring more on tubers and bulbs to study more geophytes. Thank you for watching. Bye for now from Mr. Alan. Bye.